Good evening and welcome to True Dougman Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting or encounter, then please contact me. I would love to hear from you. You all know I will be uploading encounters on my YouTube channel, and I will finish up Ty J's encounters also. Again, anonymity means a lot to me, so I breaks that for no one. So with that, let's jump right into this encounter. Now, this encounter right here comes from an eyewitness who lived in a small town. And he said he was looking for some more property. So he said he had found a house. And what came with it was a barn that set just right out back. So after moving in to this house, getting it furnished and all that, he said one day he decided to go out and look into this barn. So as he goes out and looks in the barn, he said the barn wasn't really beat down or raggedy or nothing like that. He said, but when he went inside of it, he said just the stench is what hit him first. Urine, and smelled it like something was dead in there. So he walked around, he checked and made sure it wasn't no dead animals or nothing like that. Then he left out and he walked completely around the barn to the back side. He said all the way on the back side, at the end of that barn, he saw a massive pile of dead animal bones. So he said he was thinking to himself, oh, it must be some animal just must be killing something and just keeping all the bones there. This is what he thought, because he didn't know no better at the time. So he left, went back around, goes back in the barn. He tried to, straighten up a little bit, tried to clean it out, trying to find out where this smell was coming from. And then he said he went in a spot where he seen, like, this is what he told me. He said it looked like something was bedded down in this spot, like it had a print. That's what he told me, like it had a print of something was laying there. And it wasn't just flat. It's like it built a little, like a little outside perimeter around this little bedding area. That's what he described it to me. And he said it's like something was bedded right there. He said, but how large it was, he knew it just couldn't have been no small animal unless it was a few of them. That's what he tried to put in his head, that it could have been a few of them. But he didn't see no more than one impression. So he finished in there, he leave out, he goes in the house. He said about 2 days later, he's sitting in the house and he looking out towards the barn, drinking a glass of water. He said as he's looking out towards the barn, he noticed the front door is like swaying. It would come open and then come back and close. Come open and then it come back and close. So he said to himself, what the, man, I hope ain't nobody in my barn. So he leaves out. He walks down there and he grabs the handle of the barn door and he gently opens it. When he opens it, he can smell that foul odor again. He looks around, he walks, and when he walks in the back, this time opposite side, he could see that it's been planks ripped off. And it's a huge hole right there. Like something coming in and out. So he said he took time out that day to fix that. So he did that. He goes back in the house. He said later that night, when he's sitting down and he's watching TV, he hear what he said sounded like sniffing and snorting real loud just outside his window. He gets up. He walks over. He pulls the curtain back and he looks. But he sees nothing. So he goes back and he sits down. He said a few minutes later, he hear the same sounds again. This time, he grabs his gun. He gets up. He looks out the window for a second time. And when he looks out it for the second time, he see a dark figure shoots past his window. He goes, he's opened his door, gun in hand, and he walks around the side and then he walks to the back of the house. When he get round towards the back, he see that his barn door is open. So he goes back in, grabs a flashlight, comes back out, and he walks down there towards the barn. He said when he get there towards the barn, he can hear these low, guttering growls. So he said, "Who the fuck in there? You better hurry up. You better get out, or I'm shooting." So he walks a little closer. That's when he hear what sounded like feet shuffling in the dirt. And then he jumps back. Because he hears something on the backside of the barn. Running in the wood line. Like something just took off. So he ran around to the side, ran towards the back, he shined his light. But he said he didn't see anything. The next day, he gets up. He puts a lock on that front door. He fixed the back again. He said a few days would pass. Small things would happen. He would hear animals outside like howls. He would hear the growls and stuff like that. He said, but on this particular day, he heard a loud boom. He heard a loud, like a loud bang or rip. He gets up. He goes and he looks out the window. And when he looks out the window, that door that was on that barn was ripped completely off. He said now he mad, he is frustrated, he's furious. He grabs his gun again, flashlight in hand. He goes out, walks around the side, then he walks around back. And then he walks towards the opening of that barn. And when he walks towards the opening of that barn, he said he see these yellow glowing eyes just come up. Huge eyes just come up. I mean, and he said they was coming up and up and up high. And he looking up. What the? He said that's when he shines the light inside that barn. And he said he seen something that should only be on TV or made up in Hollywood. He saw this black, huge, wolf type head man dog, because he didn't know what it was at the time. He said that's when this creature started to take steps towards him. He raised his gun. He said, but as he got his gun in his hand, he said he started to shake because he see how huge and massive this creature was. Because he said if he shoot it, he know he ain't going to kill it. Because he see the body mass of this thing. So he shoot a warning shot. Boom! In the air. It's still coming. Boom! Another one. Then the creature stopped. The creature stopped right after it comes out of the doorway. And it stands there, breathing. He said you can see the chest like it's growing every time this thing took a breath. He said he backs up, gun still in his hand. The creature's still standing there watching him. He backs up. He gets to the corner of his house at the backside. But he's still watching this thing. He said that's when this thing turned around and walked around the side, dropped to all fours, and dashed back up into the tree line. I said, when that thing was standing outside that door, what did that thing look like to you? He said this thing was all black, but it looked like it had some gray in its fur. He said the head on this thing was just massive. It looked like it was just too large. And the snout was long and thick. Massive shoulders, long arms with hands, with claws, and canine legs. He said after that thing jetted off into that wood line, a week later, he put that house up for sale. And now, you know the reason why. Hope y'all enjoy that encounter. I'm going to upload another one a little later. So, I'll see y'all on the next True Doug Man Encounters. Let's get it.